you are real, well, that's kind of cool. But if you're not, I'm not surprised. Da 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 dee. Ba da da dee da dee. Zoom, hard zoom. Smash zoom. Can I smash the zoom? Or do I? No, meh. Oh, there we go. Hardy ha heedy. Da dee dee. So, oh, that's a little bit extreme, isn't it? Just take it back a skosh. Here I am, or at least my avatar. That's kind of janked out. Um, see if I can drop a doco filter on this pizzese. Um, just to give it that Christoph Kieslowski, late 70s vibage. Of course, if you get that reference to Kieslowski, then you're on my team, aren't you? If you don't know who Christoph Kieslowski is, well, if you don't know, now you know. I ain't dropping N words. I ain't dropping nothing in this one. This is all about well, look. Basically, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and Ghibli Wibbits. That's shaky as hell in it. Try and keep it leaned on there, as best I can. Frigate, I'll just pull right back. Flippins. Pull you in, just so it's not so. Just a little bit better. So basically, I was doing some cleaning and things a while back, and I discovered an old speech, that I'd made for like an interschool competition, high school and things. I wasn't really how you say, a thespian that too much, but I've always enjoyed performing with words, mostly in debating and things. We'd get blunted. I'd get blunted, and then go in and have a rant in my school debating club and stuff. And to be honest, I'm not going to re-traumatize myself with all these kinds of things. I just thought it was kind of funny coming back almost a quarter of a century later and looking at this speech. And goodness sake, how very, very wrong I was about so many things. And yet how insightful I also was in some other ways. You know what I mean? So basically, like, all I remember about this speech competition was, I think it was held at the Carlton United Brewery buildings in Richmond or something. And one of my teachers, who I think she was a literature teacher or English teacher, can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she was a bit of a MILF, drove a Jeep Cherokee or something. Because I got a scholarship to a bougie private school and stuff back in the Dizzy. For better or ill, mostly ill, but our experiences maketh the man. No. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to get anyone on this live stream today for whatever reason. I guess everyone's at church in Australia, and everyone else is sleeping, getting ready to sleep their hangovers into existence for tomorrow or whatever. I don't know. It's all, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to read this speech, and then we'll kind of go over a little bit of what it's kind of all about. So basically, and obviously I didn't win. You know, I don't think the point was to win. It was just, to get something off my chest or whatever. I don't know what the political climate was back then. But I don't think I've ever been. I don't think anybody's really considered me an ally that they've ever wanted. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Anyway, the title is Why I Can't Think Happy Thoughts or Memoirs of a Teenage Socialist. This week, I spent many an hour at home thinking about this talk. Writing down my thoughts, I had finished off my second introduction and realized a connecting point between the two. My first talk was about how current capitalist society does not allow us to enjoy the best things in life and how we would be so much happier living in Thomas More's utopia. Again, I don't know about that reference these days. My second talk was about how left wing ideology could never get a chance in my lifetime because all socialists and communists are too unorganized and annoying to actually change anything. From going over these topics, I came to realize that somehow, maybe my adjudicators might think that I was, well, a little cynical. Although this may be a very true portrait of my personality, I feel it is not really correct for this competition. This time, I decided that I would show my cheerful, tolerant face, maybe talk about how good my life is or something similar. But as I live and breathe, I know I must undergo extensive electroshock therapy before that side of doop, dead name, gets out into the light of tonight, for you might get the wrong impression of me. So the obvious choice was to talk about why I can't think happy thoughts. There is a saying that one of my music teachers once told me: anyone under 20 who is not a communist has no heart, anyone who is after 20 has no head. This might be true, but all it has done is give me a skeptical heart. The baggage I carry should only be prescribed to people who have gotten through puberty alive. Girls, homework, the evils of capitalism on society in the 21st century. One of these things is not like the others. As a young, naive, change the world and be home in time for Dawson's Creek 15-year-old, I decided on impulse to join one of the more notable socialist leagues in Melbourne. The plan was to crush capitalism, poverty, and help erect a new, wonderful socialist society where everybody is treated equally. A year later, I slip out the back door, having made myself even more jaded and cynical, not only of capitalism, but also of the higgledy-piggledy and chronically irritating ways of the socialists. I have now realized that acquiring a Save Jabaluka tattoo on my forehead and standing at the front of a picket line wielding a cricket bat are, in fact, not aspects of my future that I look forward to. Nor do I enjoy spending Friday afternoons on the corner of Swanson and Burke trying to sell propaganda to uninterested desk jockeys. So, did I confront our head comrade, or whatever his official name is, and say, sorry, old chap, don't really like your Communist Party splinter group anymore? Keep fighting? No. I would have thought 25-year-olds would grow tired of ringing 16-year-olds who don't return their phone calls. I know I will have by that age. But no, actually, they must think that I've gone off the rails, since every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night they have rung, I've been, quote unquote, out. I remember thinking on New Year's Day, and this was the millennium. I remember thinking on New Year's Day that we had now entered a new phase of human civilization. The 20th century will be remembered for technological advances. The 21st will be known as the century of sociological change. Then again, maybe it was just a natural reaction to being woken up by the wailing of a Billy Bragg song. Nothing has changed. I'm even more cynical. And when I reach university, there is no way I'm touching student politics with a 50-foot barge pole. Somebody said, if you don't say no, you are saying yes. But then again, once the socialists have democratically decided whether or not they are actually saying no or just maybe, the issue in question will be gone. So I resigned to be an onlooker. Hey, at least it means I won't get beaten up by any riot police. For now, at least. So that was my little teenage screed about whatever it was going on within the scene at the time. Um, and yeah, look, it's interesting looking back at this and just the things that I got right and the things that I got completely wrong. Because as it stands these days, I think beyond the Soviet days, it feels like socialists and communists have as much power in the world as they ever had. You know, in their kind of friendly fascist kind of tones and things. Maybe not in. Look, I don't know, but let us just say that they are far less marginalized today than what they were when I wrote that speech. Like, as I say, I joined this socialist organization, and they'd have meetings at the university, and then we'd go to the Clyde, the pub, afterwards, and that was it kind of felt like the meeting was just an excuse for the beers afterwards and stuff. Um, and noticing that none of the texts that they were reading were primary sources. They were all how you say, socialism through their lens. And at the time, we were still talking about you know class politics and things. You know what I mean? And of course, it was ironic that these were all basically the same as me, like private school kids who'd gone on to want to change the world or whatever, or got indoctrinated and stuff. Um, and yeah, the thing about Jabiluka, there was a whole thing about stopping uranium mining and stuff at the time, and all these kinds of things. Um, and yeah, as I say, I honestly thought, at the time, as I said, I was an onlooker, kind of developed into a fellow traveler for a time, but as I got more jaded by university and things, I guess I became more, I don't know, libertarian or conservative or whatever. And I think the levee broke with my friends when I came to them and gone, oh, this is such a great book, for what is it, for the Young Intellectual by Ayn Rand. And yeah, my social standing did not come back from that. Ayn Rand is not a is not a how you say, one of the lefties' favorite type people. But it is what it is. I'm gonna leave it at that. I can't really think what else to say. Um, I've had a bit of a tough go of it. I've got a bit of body pain and stuff, and I started doing mindfulness and meditation. Um, I'm gonna come back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm celebrating my 18th anniversary on YouTube on I believe on Tuesday, on the 6th, is it, of August? So I've got a little something special planned. Kinda. Don't know if it's gonna get copyrighted or whatever it is, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that's my plan. Um, so yeah, that was my little screed on being, a an ex-socialist at what, 16. Goodness gracious me, so 16, I think. Yeah, you know, um, and the fact that, God, I was still going through puberty at 16. It's a bit crazy. Knowing now, if I knew what I knew now back then, maybe things would be different. But it is what it is. But I guess that's my credentials. No, I'm saying, like, I ain't no Johnny come lately. Um, I left the left friggin' almost 25 years ago. Um, so that's kind of my leaving the left type story, even though, as I say, being a fan of Orwell and stuff, the journey to, like, out and out conservative, or, I like to think of myself as a progressive conservative or a conservative progressive. I think more a progressive conservative. I don't know what it is. The two aren't mutually exclusive, believe me that. Um, but yeah, there you go. I was truly wrong in the fact that, at the time that I was writing it, all this identity politics was becoming, almost orthodoxy, I guess, at the time. And, then going to university and studying the postmodernists and things, and just seeing how it was all about, theory is sexy. You know what I mean? Like, I remember going to like a critical theory class, and the dudes were like, the dialogical assessments of sub-base rhetorical analogisms beget a behemothic totality of subjugation or whatever. You know what I mean? And like, totally sexing it up for the for those arts degree ladies and whatnot. I don't know. It's all pretty funny. You got to laugh. And look, I'm just breathing in the love of the universe and breathing out the negativity and the hatred and the enmity that is holding within my body. By the grace of the Lord, things get better. I continually need to recenter myself, which is fine. And that's not the point of this. I think the point of what this video is done and dusted. So I will take leave of y'all. Parting is always sweet sorrow. Even though nobody even watched. So no matter, no matter. Cheerio, guys. Taksamuka. Hey, hey. Thank you kindly. Till next time, which won't be too long. Cheerio. Fa 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 no boo. Ba 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 bee. Cheerio.